The next one to talk about is Chuck. Chuck is essentially a strongly timed musical programming language, and it's actually been well known for live coding. So, for example, people putting beats and things like that together by just simply typing things into a console, and then it just automatically generates all that sound and stuff like that, which is exciting and interesting and stuff like that. But it's not something that I'm focusing on right now because I don't want people to have to type things inside VR headsets because that's really difficult, actually. It has its own methods of doing things, of course, as just everything else does. It's more code based, of course, and things like that. But there are definitely some good examples of things that are working and stuff like that. A lot of good examples of learning it and stuff out there that are available. It's not quite as numerous as Pure Data. Um, Not quite as well known as C Sound. It's much newer for one thing. It's a brand new language comparatively speaking. Came out in 2013 or 2014, I think. Um, but anyway, so it can do some pretty cool things. It uses its own plugin system, and there's actually a number of plugins that people have made for it that will do cool things, like say play sound fonts and stuff like that, which is a really common thing in terms of game situations, and which I'll probably also be using myself if I'm going to do that. So I'm definitely going to want to know, if things work. Now, technically, Chuck can build for pretty much can run on any kind of platform. But what happens is, in order to be able to use that, what you want to do is you want to use something called Chunity. Okay? And Chunity is Chuck for Unity. That's the idea. Chuck for Unity allows you to be able to take Chuck files and put them in Unity and you make it used. And it was relatively recently updated actually in May of this year. So this might be a strong candidate if it's an easy thing for me to understand in comparison to C Sound. So I'm going to look into that. We'll see what happens. The thing that I'm going to be interested in trying to do is to make a script that's generating pulses because that's the thing that I really absolutely need for sure is I need pulses and I need the audio output from the object to be able to be addressed by Unity and all those other kind of stuff. And I'm sure that's should be possible. All right, so I found the link that I was going to look at, and here it is overall. So this is basically Gay Wang, and they were basically designing a chicken sequencer, essentially. That's running Chuck files and inside Unity. Okay, so this is from a while back, about 2 years ago or so. So not too bad overall. Um, and the thing that I found out is that technically it is supposed to work in Android. It is supposed to work on the Quest and VR and things like that. I have seen reports on Reddit that it's not terribly stable. I don't know if those reports are still good since there's a very recent version that literally came out a month ago for Chunity. So there's a good chance that it'll probably be okay in a Android build. It might work fine. I haven't tried it in Mac OS or Windows or things like that, but I would imagine it will probably build fine in all those platforms. But anyway, here this is a good example. And there's not a lot of resources. I will say that Chuck does have a Discord, so you can get Chuck help, but may not necessarily be able to get Chunity help. I haven't tried that out to be on their Discord to see if they're going to if they're going to be able to give me lots of help on this regard. And this is definitely one of the things that you're going to do if you're doing procedural audio, you are in a small group of people. There's not a lot of people doing procedural audio inside Unity for any platform, whether that is, VR based or not. It's just generally not all that common. So the next one I want to talk about here is Faust. Okay, Faust is really pretty an interesting language. It's basically been in production for a really long time, about a decade or more or so, close to it, I'd say, and it's really gotten to a really amazing point. You can compile it for literally everything. In fact, they kind of pride themselves on you being able to compile it to run it on literally any kind of device. That means a Raspberry Pi. That means like the ESP32 DSP boards. Embedded various devices of different kinds. You can use it all in almost any kind of context, and it will do what it can basically, and it can make they've got huge library of filters, of effects, of synthesizers, some synthesizers anyway, and various kinds of physical models and stuff like that, and it's pretty amazing. It doesn't have as much Unity support as you might think. There is an option to build a device in Unity. You can actually output a Faust file, a DSP file, as a Unity package using this convert Faust to Unity option, essentially. Um, and this is basically just a GitHub site that somebody's got where they demonstrate how to basically take a situation. And what they do is they're showing you in this demonstration just like a single wave file that they bring in, they run it through a reverb effect, and you can actually hear it inside Unity. Then you can even control the parameters from the C# scripts for this stuff inside Unity. Now, this is pretty cool and pretty exciting, and there's a demo video for all of this. I will warn you, though, that this gets into areas that people are probably not likely to have very much experience with or be able to give you much in the way of advice. So you're going to be kind of like out in the wilderness by yourself doing this. So I think it's quite exciting. Um, Also, I should mention that Faust can even run virtually inside other kinds of engines, so you can run it inside Csound and you can run it inside Pure Data and all this other kind of stuff as well if you need to. Like I say, Faust is great. It can really do a lot of stuff. And it's worth looking at potentially if you're interested in that sort of stuff. So this gentleman here, Ryan Hedgecock, he has done a really excellent and very, very concise job with regards to generating audio directly in Unity. Now, again, this is not the best idea necessarily in terms of the timing that Unity has, but it just shows the basic principle of how you take any audio engine and basically bringing it inside Unity as far as that kind of stuff. It's going to be using the same exact principle. In that particular case, what you're using is something called on audio filter read. And on audio filter read is basically something where it can just take data from some other stream and pipe it into another stream and go out the audio source. He's got his own website, by the way, where he has some examples of what he's been working on with this synthic thing that he made. Basically, it's not really got much going on. Basically, he did it about a year ago. Hasn't really updated anything since, but it just shows an example of generating a sound directly inside Unity. And some cool kind of programming tips from an audio programming standpoint. So if you're really interested in audio programming specifically, this might be a great starting point just barely get into like, hey, here's how I can make a sound inside Unity directly using audio filter read. So overall, I think that kind of takes us out pretty much. I should mention that generating audio inside a game engine is a very tantalizing prospect, but part of the reason why it's not done as often as you might think it should be done is because it often takes too much processing power from the game engine or whatever that's drawing a bunch of other things or having to deal with animations or stuff like that. And so that's the reason why, still this many years later, we're not generating sounds directly from scratch or anything like that. Even though there's lots of engines that you can actually now use, there's various things that you can use that can like generate sound effects and everything like that. Um, Part of it is that there's like people who are making the tools, uh, basically, you know, may not all that be that interested in terms of the licensing situations that they get. But also the other thing is that it takes more processing power to generate the sounds. Even though if it doesn't take up as much RAM, it takes up just as much or more of the CPU to generate that effect or that sound synthesizer or that, something like that, essentially. And this is why basically games tend to basically play from already existing samples. So overall, I hope that this is a helpful sort of thing in terms of where things are at as far as the platforms and things like that. And these things can do. Like I say, I might be able to be doing a little bit more of a deeper dive later on. And but we're going to basically wrap this up at this point in time. At any rate, I hope this helps you get your game audio on. As always, we'll see you next time. Bye.